Come on, Ella, let's go.
You know,
What's up?
you're the most on-time person that I know.
Not your typical black guy, Ella.
Give me 5 minutes, and I literally gave you 5 minutes. And I'm like, yo, this guy's really on time.
Yup.
When I say 5 minutes, I mean like
You mean like 30.
I'm like 15, is being conservative.
I just wanted to introduce you real quick so people know who you are, right? This is Dolmar Cross, by the way, with Real Advisors. This is the amazing, great Ella, and you are currently working in the New Jersey market, just entering the North Carolina market as well. And Ella, how old are you? Because I think that's also inspiring to many. How old are you?
I'm 25.
20.
25, a quarter century.
Wow.
Quarter
25.
century. Yep.
So
25.
you are a 25-year-old woman,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely dominating, doing 6 figures a month in your marketplace.
Mm-hmm.
I think people watching this, they'll be greatly inspired by your story of
Mm-hmm.
perseverance, dedication, commitment. You're one of the few in your entire family, you were telling me, that has gone this entrepreneurial route and providing for your family. And not only that, you've enrolled the rest of your family into the business with you. You're working this business with your sister, your brother, and
Everybody. Yep.
everybody. And together, you guys are changing the financial situation of your family, right? Creating that legacy that you all have dreamt of and wanted. The reason I wanted to do this call was to talk about what you're doing right now in your business, and
Mm-hmm.
so right now there's investors looking to um, make some moves, right? They're making decisions right now based on what's going on in the economy, the uncertainty,
Mm-hmm.
and I find this a lot with a lot of the newbie investors that just came into our community, into the business. They're allowing outside negative influence and outside forces to external forces to um, influence their decision making and their
Yeah.
mindset. And so there's a lot of the chatter right now about is wholesaling still working? Is real estate the option for me? And especially for newbies looking at options right now. I just looked at the news. There's 22 million people unemployed right now, just a few days ago, and so people are sitting at home looking for options. How am I going to make money? And while there are a lot of businesses going out of business, filing bankruptcy, people laid off,
Mm-hmm.
there's a few industries that are thriving, they're
Yeah.
surviving and thriving.
Mm-hmm.
And for us as real estate investors, the ones that have the right knowledge, the right know-how, and the right tools, resources, etc., we're able to be able to position ourselves to thrive with this new economy that we're about to enter and the opportunity that's presented to us. But also, we're also faced with this COVID situation where lenders are backing out of deals, buyers are backing out of deals, and the ones that are still buying and the lenders that are still lending are very strict with their criteria, right? Lenders basically want everything from you before they even consider lending you money, and the buyers that are still buying are getting more strict on their criteria. So I wanted to have this call with you, Ella, to kind of talk about what you're doing right now, and are you really surviving
Mm-hmm.
or thriving, right? Are you surviving or thriving during these times right now while everyone else is running scared, losing their minds? Does wholesaling work? That's what I want. That's why I wanted to have this conversation with you. And then not only that, we're calling this show, by the way, The Real Deal.
Mm-hmm.
And we're calling it real because our company is real and the people we work with are real. And what I love with everyone that we've been talking to is they're pulling the curtain back on everything. So it's one thing to talk theory, but it's another thing to let me show you. And before we even got into this interview, we haven't even started. You're already excited coming to the call.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm
come on,
super excited. Yeah.
let me show you this deal I just locked up today. And so
Yeah.
that's what we're going to talk to you about, Ella, is what are you doing right now to pivot and position your business to continue to thrive? And if you're willing to show some stuff as well, I'd love to showcase that as well. I think it'll help a lot of people.
Yeah, I think that where do we even start? So I think that right now it's a very crucial, part in everybody's lives, right? I mean, when was the last time that we went through something like this? What was it, like literally 100 years ago? We weren't even alive, right? So I think that it's reasonable why people are scared, but it's also unreasonable for people to be scared if there's people that are doing things, that are moving, that are shaking the market, and things are happening, right?
Yeah.
We have a few deals right now in the pipeline that when the whole Corona situation happened, I'm like, oh my God, how is this even gonna work out? Like, my lender didn't want to lend to me, right? So I was in a situation that I was a flipper slash wholesaler.
Oh, let's do this real quick. Let's stop showing your screen for a second because I want to show you more on camera before you start sharing your screen.
Am I still sharing my screen?
Yeah.
Oops.
I want to show your camera more first. So go ahead. You were saying your lender.
Yes. So so I think it's reasonable on why people are scared, but at the same time, like, why be scared when there's people that are doing this business in a very successful way, right? So in the beginning, right now we have deals that are lined up to close this week. Actually, we're actually closing a deal right now as we're speaking. I literally just received the HUD. So what? There's deals that are closing for us this week, next week, that prior to the corona, I was going to close on. Right. My plan was to close on these deals, right? And then as soon as I came back from Puerto Rico, as we were in Puerto Rico, my lender said, nope, right now we're not lending. Let's hold back on it. And that's when I said, you know what, let me pivot my business a little bit more. Let me pivot my business. Let me reanalyze these deals, right? So what we did is we restructured the deals, we negotiated the deals, we wholesaled the deals, and now they're starting to close, right? This was about a month ago. They're literally closing right now. And it's just a matter of reframing the business, understanding that there is a crisis going on, and making sure that you're effectively pivoting your business, right? So I went from flipping the properties to now let me focus on wholesaling right now, because God knows what's going to happen. And if my focus is only flip, what's going to happen in the next 6 months? I don't know, right? So our focus right now is wholesaling, making sure that we're in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. And guess what? There's buyers buying. They're buying with cash. We literally have a luxury flip that is closing. I think it's like Tuesday. It's literally closing Tuesday. We're making 30 grand on it. Guess it's ARV is 500,000. It's closing for, we're wholesaling it for 208. We have it under contract for 180. So we're making almost $30,000 on that deal, and it's closing on Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday.
That's amazing.
I don't think we have the HUD ready for that one, but it's luxury deals with actual hard money is closing, especially in Jersey. Jersey is one of the states that's the most affected right now.
Yeah, I was reading a report on that. I said that to someone on one of our other calls this morning. I was literally just reading this morning that of all the deaths in the states right now in America, 66% of them, I think it was somewhere in the 60s, some percentage, some high percentage, are in between New York and New Jersey.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. Literally, we've been doing like a mental, it's like a mental class right now with my acquisitions, because it's literally every single time that they're talking to somebody that's in crazy amounts of distress. They're talking about what's going on. Their nephew got corona, their niece got corona, and thankfully we're actually able to help them out by purchasing the property cash, and they're liquidating quickly, right? Literally, the guy that I'm talking about, I forget what exactly happened to him, but he lost his job because of corona, obviously, and he's not able to keep up with the payments, right? So that's when we're able to come in and we're able to grab these deals at the price point that makes sense for everybody, and then wholesale these properties for, whether it's $15,000 or $30,000, right? I just showed you a deal right now that if we market it right, there's a potential profit of $30,000.
That's amazing. Amazing.
Right? $30,000. So, and as we're speaking right now, another misconception is that developers are not developing, right? But we literally, right now as we're speaking, I have a HUD closing, and I think that you want me to share my screen.
Yeah, the people want to see this stuff, right? It's one thing to talk about it. I want to show it. And thank you for being so transparent.
So this deal, it's a development deal. So this is raw land in Newark. And I believe, let me just double check that everything is right on this one. So, I mean, we're not making much on this one. It's $8,000, but it's raw land development deal. We sold the deal as a development that needs to be subdivided in the middle of a corona.
Oh my gosh. And so there's so many people talking about there's buyers not buying right now. And while that might be true, there's still
there's buyers not buying, but buyers are buying.
Exactly. Exactly. So yes, buyers are backing out. I talked about it earlier. Lenders were backing out as well, but there are still lenders lending on deals. There's still buyers buying on deals. I mean, I think a lot of wholesalers got really lazy when all of the big institutional funds, hedge funds, were buying.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they got lazy. So they were able to, instead of negotiating great deals, they were able to negotiate subpar deals because
Mm-hmm.
these hedge were overpaying and paying top dollar for these
Mm-hmm.
deals. Now, during these times where everybody's tightening up their buying criteria and so forth, and you have to negotiate a little better to get a better discount.
Yeah.
Those that were spoiled with the big hedge fund buyers, you know, they're backing away. So I wanted to do this because I wanted to do this interview because they are still buyers buying right now. And when the last recession happened, the same thing happened with us. There were still buyers buying at every cycle.
Mm-hmm.
Buyers buy at every cycle in of a real estate cycle. And as things start to drop, they may tighten up on their criteria, but you as a wholesaler, you're in a great position to
Mm-hmm.
be able to adapt as well and adjust your price
Yes.
accordingly.
Yes, and I think wholesaling is probably like the best thing to do right now because it's the quickest in and out situation, right? As long as you obviously negotiate a deal at the right price point and not be lazy about it, right? Because if you can negotiate a deal at a decent price point, wholesale the deal, and obviously make sure that the buyer is making money because this deal, so right, the deal that I just showed you, I mean the numbers are great. The land is we sold it for 115, I think it was, and there's comps in that area. If you subdivide the lot, you can build two $500,000 houses,
Wow.
right?
Wow.
So we're leaving enough meat on the bone. Obviously, we're not making great profits. We're making $8,000, but we're moving these transactions. We're
Yeah.
moving these transactions. And actually, now that I remember this deal, we were actually supposed to make a little bit more on it, but then the buyer backed out before because of Corona, right? But we were still able to find another buyer.
Awesome. So $8,000 might not seem like a lot
It's not,
to
yeah.
some of our active investors currently in our community right now. But for someone new that just lost their job and they're looking for another opportunity,
Oh, yeah.
$8,000 is probably a lot to them right now.
Yeah. Oh, 100 million times over. Yeah, 100 times. Yeah, I think that if whoever's trying to get into the business, at the end of the day, it works, right? It works and it's actively working. Like right now, the HUD is closing. I literally got the HUD 13 minutes ago as I was on the call with you. Literally, as I was on the call with you, it's literally closing as we speak, right? So we got a hold of the homeowner a little bit before or maybe while we were in Puerto Rico. So within a month, right? Within maybe a month and a half, $8,000,
Nice.
right?
Nice.
So that's one deal, and there's multiple deals that we have, which I don't have HUDs for right now, but are closing in the next few days. Luxury deal. The other deal that we're closing next week, it's just a regular. We're making 15 grand on that one, but we have a lot of deals lined up. Where we could be in a position in the next few months that a lot of people are not in the market at all, and we're taking up that market share.
You hit the nail on the head right there. And so I had mentioned that earlier to somebody, is right now you're doing deals. You're doing deals right now. You're doing amazing right now. I think I just added it up. You have the luxury deal you're about to make 30 grand on. You have another deal you're making 15,000 on. So what's that, 45,000? You're making $8,000 today on the deal you're selling. So that's
We have another deal we assigned for 35, which is a great deal that we have in play. This deal, we have a whole bunch of 30s. I just realized, but
so,
we have a whole bunch of 30s. We have over 100 grand projected profit to close.
oh,
Not within the next month. Over 100 grand projected.
yeah, with the 35,000 you just mentioned, that was 80 something. So there's
Yep.
other.
We have a yeah. It's honestly like I'm happy.
Well, the other deals in the pipeline is going to put you over 100,000. And so I'm glad you said that, because while there's some investors that they don't know what to do, they don't know how to pivot their business, or they're just lazy because they were spoiled by the big hedge fund buyers that were buying up everything. They've exited the business. They've exited the marketplace, which is now more opportunity for you. And also, in addition to them leaving, in a couple of months, weeks even, the situation with homeowners nationwide is going to get worse. There's going to be millions and millions of homeowners that need to sell. They need solutions. They need help. And as a real estate investor, we're uniquely positioned. And as long as you have the right knowledge and know-how and tools and resources, you can position yourself to be able to provide assistance and help, just like you did with this other homeowner you were dealing with, and help this person while making a profit from it. So while you're making money now, the situation is going to get worse nationwide with the economy and the housing situation, which brings even more deal flow.
Yeah.
Dude, it's a unique, that the stage is set, the conditions are right, the time is right. There's no reason not to get into this business right now, as long as you have the right knowledge and know-how, and stay connected to people like yourself. And I know you stay connected to like-minded people all the time. You're always masterminding every single day, and that certainly helps with some of the things that you're doing in your business to help you keep a fresh mind. Ella, I think your camera froze here for a minute.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. You froze there for a minute.
But yeah, no, I think you're right. I think that the way that I look at it right now is that obviously there's this pie, right? And there's a whole bunch of people trying to get the pie prior to the corona.
Yeah.
Now a whole bunch of people are leaving the pie, and the people that are staying, they get more of the pie. That's the market share. And guess what? We just entered North Carolina, and we're in the process of negotiating 3 deals right now. We got into North Carolina 2 weeks ago. We have really solid deals coming in from the acquisitions. We're underwriting them. We're in the process of negotiating them. And in the next few weeks, we're going to be closing it. I'm sure we're going to be closing deals in North Carolina. And guess what? While the corona is happening right now.
Amazing.
While the corona is happening.
There's a few people like you that have the right knowledge, right? The select few that have the right knowledge, that know how to do this business, and know that no, it's not actually as hard as you think. There's a very low barrier to entry. You can get into this business with little to no cash. You don't have to have a real estate license. You don't have to have any prior experience. You don't have to know any construction at all, because you're also not fixing up houses with what we're doing right now, the strategy we're doing today. You could even have a criminal background and record and still do this business. I say that jokingly, but no, it's actually true, right?
It's true. No, it's true. It's very true. It's very true. And I think that at the end of the day, you don't need to have any of that. The only true thing that you need to have is hustle. That's what it comes down to. It's just, are you willing to roll up your sleeves and put the work in? Because it's a very low barrier to entry, no money. You can be any color, ethnicity, gender, age. You can literally be 18. I hear of 17-year-olds, right? I got into business when I was 19, and then graduated and became more full-time into it. But at the end of the day, any background, you can get into the business at the end of the day, right? The only difference is, are you willing to put in the work, right?
Yeah.
You're willing to hustle, roll up your sleeves and put in the work, right? That's what it comes down to.
Nothing works unless you do. So yes, it's not some push button, money's going to fall from the sky.
Yeah, I wish. No.
It's not some rich quick thing. You do have to put in the work. But what I love is it's an easy business, but you have to put in the work.
Yes.
The work is required. And so you also mentioned something, is that age doesn't matter, gender, color, none of that matters. And a lot of times too, like, we're actually doing this business virtually, which is
virtually. Location doesn't matter.
Yes, location doesn't matter. That's what makes this business even sexier today, because of, thanks to tools and resources and technology, we're able to literally, like, you're in your bedroom right now.
Literally in my room. Literally in my room.
You're in your house.
This is my room.
Right? You're in your house and you're talking about, hey, I just locked up a deal today in my house. I closed another deal today, making $8,000, right? I'm in my house. I'm sitting on my patio right now, looking at this. Well, it's kind of rainy today, but
yeah, it's rainy today too. But
we're sitting here. We don't have to go anywhere during a time where everyone's social distancing. You don't have to talk to the sellers. You don't have to personally inspect the houses. You don't have to do anything. You can do all of this literally from your cell phone and your laptop. As long as you have the internet and the cell phone, you're good.
Welcome to my office.
Yeah, exactly. Which allows you to do it anywhere in the country. So while you're in New Jersey, you could be doing deals right here in Florida, where I am right now, and vice versa.
We're in the process of doing it in North Carolina, right?
Dude, it's amazing.
Yeah, that's business, right? And it comes down to, once again, just making sure that you get up and do it.
I agree. So what would you say to someone that's looking at this business as a potential option for themselves? Again, they probably just lost their job. I just got a message from a young woman yesterday that reached out to me on Instagram. She's like, I am literally about to lose everything.
Okay.
Everything.
Yeah.
There's probably, well, not probably, there are millions of people like that right now. who are on the verge of losing everything. They live paycheck to paycheck. They don't have savings saved up. And so losing that income, yes, they're going to get some support from the government, but I mean, the government gives you what, one stimulus check? We want to teach you how to get or create your own stimulus check that pays you over and over and over consistently every month, like clockwork, anywhere, wherever you want, even from your bedroom, working from home.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So what would you say to encourage someone to look at real estate seriously as a true opportunity and business that you can start regardless of age, color, background, financial situation? What would you say to them?
At the end of the day, you have to pick up the phone, right? Pick up the phone, and in my opinion, you can start cold calling. You can literally start cold calling yesterday. And that's one of the ways that I started door knocking. Right now is probably not the best time to door knock, but you can, which is another funny story. I told you that story before. But you can pick up the phone and start cold calling. You just, what's holding you back? You have the time, right? When I started, I was working, I was bartending, I was working corporate, and I was going to business school. And I started doing this. Guess what? Right now, most people aren't doing anything. You have the most time you will ever have at this point in time.
That's the no excuse mindset that you have. You had no excuses. You were doing a lot. You had a lot on your plate. And I tell people, so like, we have a no excuse policy with our company because I refuse to let anyone ever tell me some excuse or reason why they can't do this business. You have absolutely no excuse. If you have no money, no problem. It doesn't require money. If you have no time, no problem. We can show you with thanks to tools, resources, and you have an entire team of virtual assistants that work with you as well. There are many things that you can do to counter any excuse that someone will give you. And the excuse is always the easiest thing to do. Instead of
it doesn't require work, you just have to talk it.
Yeah, you just have to be resourceful. If you don't have money, if you're limited on time, be resourceful. If you're truly serious about wanting to make money in this business, you just got to be resourceful and put in the time and effort.
100%.
Before you know it, you'll be crushing it like you.
Yeah. I mean, and once again, it really, at the end of the day, it's there already, right? It's just waiting for you to come and get it, right? One of the things that I always tell my team is you have to go above and beyond what other people would ever do, right? If you want to achieve the things that you want to achieve. Do you want to gain financial freedom? Do you want to be the breadwinner for your family? Do you want to put your whole family on?
Exactly.
Right? My team right now is breaking 6 figures a month.
Wow.
My team's breaking 6 figures a month, right? Do you want to put your family in that situation? Right? My brother's 20 years old, got his brand new car, making 20 grand a month sometimes. Some months it's great. What do you want to be that person in your family to change the direction that they're going into?
That's amazing. Do any of you have licenses, by the way?
In like real estate license?
Yeah.
I do.
You have a license. Your brother, does he have a license?
Nope.
No. No license.
No license.
That's
No
a lot.
real estate license. No real estate license.
Yeah, that's the thing. So the reason I asked is a license can be helpful, but it's certainly not needed.
No, not needed at all.
Yeah, I get that question quite a bit.
You don't need the license.
Yeah, so people think, again, that's a lot of the misconceptions that are out there that prevent people from getting into this business. They look at other options like the stock market versus real estate. They think it's hard. They think there's this high barrier to entry. You need a lot of money. You need a license. You need to know construction. They think you need to know all this stuff. And
you don't need anything.
Yeah.
All you really need is yourself literally on a phone. If you have a phone and Wi-Fi, that's all you need.
An iPhone, right?
An iPhone, not an Android.
I agree. So quick question for you, and this will probably be the last question. Since the COVID happened, what are some specific things that you did in your business to communicate with buyers and or lenders, if you were working with lenders on your deals? What are some things you did there? Because again, there's a lot of discussion right now with other investors around the country that, hey, buyers are not buying. I saw messages from people in Miami and different parts of the country. It's happening everywhere. It's not just isolated to one area, right? This is a national thing, a global thing, actually. Buyers backing out of deals everywhere. But what did you specifically do to get your buyers back on board, or work with your buyers that are still buying right now, and also your lenders.
Yep. So I think that at the end of the day, what we have to realize is that we're in a position of entrepreneurship, right? What does entrepreneurship mean? It means that you're a problem solver, right? So as soon as a problem comes to me, I get excited. So if you start backing up, that's the problem, right? So as soon as something comes your way, as soon as something pivots, as soon as something changes, you need to get excited, and you need to start putting your solutions hat on, right? So what we did is, as soon as we came back, people started backing out. This and that happened. What we did is that we focused more on wholesaling. And guess what we did? Our dispo guy, on the phone every single day, 9 a.m. power hour, get on the phone and talk to as many buyers as possible. We entered a new market. We cold called a whole bunch of new buyers. We scraped new buyers from our database. We built out new buyers in the database. 2 hours a day, 9 a.m., 5 p.m., cold call buyers. Try to get the conversation going. Build those relationships.
I love it. I love
Build
it.
relationships. At the end of the day, when after we started cold calling all those buyers, we realized that what's the point of stopping right now if there's people that need us? Buyers need us. We have double the amount of leads that are coming in, and we're in the perfect position right in the middle to connect them.
That's amazing. You just brought up another point. You have double the amount of leads without spending any more on your marketing, I assume?
We started going into North Carolina, but not counting North Carolina, we're still getting double the leads.
Without spending any more money on marketing?
Nope.
So your marketing budget has stayed consistently the same without increasing it. Since COVID hit, your same marketing budget has now doubled just because of the situation.
Yep.
What does that mean to you? That's opportunity.
Opportunity, and buyers are still looking to buy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And so that speaks to what I just said earlier, is like you're crushing it right now already. And in the next coming weeks and months, this situation.
I'm excited.
Yeah,
super excited.
And so, yeah, it's huge opportunity right now for those that are ready for it, those that are willing to take the time to learn a new skill, learn a new industry, get the right information, surround themselves with the right people, and get into this business. So I'm excited for you. I'm excited. I was telling you the other day, I'm excited to enter a new market myself.
You went to Ohio, right?
Yep.
Ohio.
Ohio. I'm excited about that. Entering that market in May. And we were talking offline as well about some other areas to look into as well. So I'm excited. I'm excited I'm excited for you. You're such a go-getter. Every time I talk to you, or sometimes we'll chat 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night. And just so inspiring, and just the hustle and go-getter mentality that you have. And what I love most too, I was bragging about you to some of our other members, Gloria and Andrea, and I was talking to them about you and Ashley, how I just love that the women in our community right now are just absolutely dominating and crushing. And it's my hope, at least, that your story and sharing this video, this interview that we're doing right now, will help to enroll other women into this industry, because we need more women in this industry. My goal right now is to help bring a lot more African Americans into this industry, and a lot more women into this industry as well, because there's so much potential here, and I really want people to see what's possible. The possibilities are endless right now, and again, right now is the perfect time. The conditions are perfect, the timing is right, and there are people that make a ton of money in down markets like this. And so, yeah. So Ela, thank you so much, man. Thank you for willing to be here. Thank you for your transparency. And I really, really, truly appreciate you. And by the way, Ela is one of our coaches as well. And I've been getting major reviews, by the way, and feedback from the members in our community that are on your coaching calls every week. And so thank you for giving back as well. You came through the program. You've scaled up your business. You're dominating right now. And one of the missions is, to turn leaders, create leaders that also create other leaders. And you're certainly living proof of that. You're excited to jump at the opportunity to coach others and just give back and empower others to change their lives for the better in a positive way. And now they can go back and, through the giving and sharing that you do and the coaching and mentoring, be able to impact others as well, and also help their own local community in the area. So thank you so much for helping, and thank you for being a part of the real movement. Thank you for all you do. And again, thank you so much for willing to share and be so transparent with us.
Thank you. You're the bomb. I mean, like literally you're the one that's created all this. So we appreciate you. All the coaches, I'm sure we all appreciate you. And obviously the students at the end of the day, right? All of this stuff wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. So we appreciate your collaboration, right? Putting all of us together. Because I wouldn't have met half of the people that I've met if Real wasn't here, right? So we appreciate you. I'm here, right? If you guys ever need anything. And if you have any questions, I'm more than willing and able to answer anything. Dolmar is the guy. He's the guy that you want to go to. He's the guy.
I really appreciate that. I really do. Well, that's it. That's all I wanted for now. I think it was very helpful. You knocked it out the park. Super easy. You do this stuff every day in your sleep anyway. So
I do not. You're just a comfortable person to talk to at the end of the day.
Aw, thank you. Thank you. But yeah, you do. I mean, you get on calls, you're like, dude, it's easy for you to share what you're doing and coach and mentor others because you do it every day.
Yeah. And look at, I don't know if I showed you my calendar, but my calendar is back to back, literally back to back meetings. I've had literally, so my morning started at an interview at 8 a.m., acquisitions meeting, power hour, interview, daily team meeting, interview, call review, meeting update, real advisors, you. I'm actually supposed to be on a call right now, but that one is second priority right now. And then I have another interview in a little bit. So my whole day is.
You're really running a real business. I mean, you're not treating this as a hobby. And that's the other thing too, is people, if they get into this business, it's up to them. They get out of it, based on how much they put in. They could treat it as a hobby, as a side hustle, make a quick $5,000-$10,000 a month. That's totally fine, and that's a lot for a lot of people. That's enough for a lot of people. And or they could treat it like you're treating it and treat it like a real business that does figures a month.
Because you could do this solo and make $10,000-$15,000 a month, or you could build out a team, which that's what I'm working on right now. Well, I have a pretty solid team, to be honest with you, but we're entering a new market, so I'm building a new market team and make 6 figures in each different market. You choose. The option is yours, right? It's up to you what you want to do with your life. You're the creator of it.
Exactly. The beautiful thing is you are in total control. It's up to you what you're going to do. So thank you so much, Ella. I don't want to take up any more of your time, because I know I kept you longer and you have another call, but thank you.
You're good. You're good. We'll talk later.
You got it. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.